In this module, we will look at design-specific features in Patricia. Do note that we will not be explaining design legislation or processes, but rather focus on the Patricia functionality only. So, comprehension of this video will depend on your knowledge of design IP legislation. That being said, let's jump in. With designs, we have two case areas that are dependent on one another. These are the design class page and the devices page. Let's first look at the design class page. Here we record design class information. I've already added an entry on my record. The class and subclass with the description is displayed here. Note that we have images connected to our class entry. Where can these images be found? The images are linked from the devices page. If I click on the devices page, I can see the images listed. This is the dependency. Images saved on the device page also appears on the design class page. If you wish to add a class, then click the Add button on the design class page. In the design class window that appears, we now need to add in the following. First, enter the main class number and subclass number. Choose a language and enter the product description here. Now click Save and Close to finalize the entry. You can add multiple languages of an entry by first selecting it and then clicking on the button called Add Language. Choose the new language from the drop-down and add it in your text. Then click Save. Notice that no images appear on my entries. This is because we have not yet added images to my device page. To add images to your case, do the following. Click on the device page. You have two ways to add devices. The first is to click the Add button, but there is a quicker way. You can drag and drop a group of images from a local folder into the devices page as shown. When I do this, many of the fields are auto-populated with values. Let's look at the interface. The first tick box is called Main. When this is ticked, that specific device will be used as the image on any standard report that are set to only show one device per case. Next, we need to add the design number. Now add in the view number in the next field. These are the numbers given to the views in connection to the designs. The next two fields are the class number and subclass number. And the values entered here associates our device with the entry on the class page. Recall that we had no devices linked to the class entry. By adding the matching class and subclass value found on the class entry here, will cause the images to be associated. I will click Save and move over to the class page. As you can see, the images have now been associated because of the matching class and subclass. Back on the device page, we then have a device description that will default to the image name, but this can be changed by you. Click in the field and change the text to the new value. We have an additional field called Internal Description, and this is for internal use according to your business needs. The active tick box sets that these devices are active. The color tick box should only be ticked if the device is a color image. We then have the actual image itself, and the last field is the device file name. It's important to always save changes, so click on the Save button. Let's move back to the class page. You do have the option to manually associate devices if you wish by doing the following. First, select the class entry and then click the Associate Devices button. A new window will appear where you can now choose to associate any device saved on your devices page. Click the Select tick box and then click the Save button. The device is then added.